this one, Duncan, is it's another big match, but they're all big matches, aren't they?
Absolutely looking forward to it. A home game, so hopefully we can get some points. Difficult game, as you know. Ayr next to us in the league, so obviously a big one for both teams, but one we're really looking forward to. We're on a good bit of form, even though we don't seem to be getting too many wins. We've got quite a few draws, which we need to try and get the wins, don't we? And that pushes right up the table. But difficult matches they all are, and they're all important games. I remember you said to me weeks and weeks ago, the next 3 games are really important. I actually said, well, wait, yeah, they are important, but what about the next 3? And we're into the next 3 now. So they're all important. We're the business end of the season, and we need to really pick up wins, points.
I know you've been talking a few times ever since you came in, really, about looking up the table. With Ayr being right next to you, is this something that's a bit more tangible this week, that if you beat them, you go above them?
Yeah, it's obviously good motivation, isn't it? Because the team's they're right above us, aren't they? So we can get above them, as you said. So that certainly give you motivation, I think. But we really need to try and address the home form. I think that's the big one for us. That should be giving us a lot of motivation, because we've not won here for months and months. So that's put us under real pressure. I mean, our away record, as I've said for weeks, has been fantastic. It pushes us, I think, towards the top of the table. If no, maybe 3rd or 4th in the top 4 in away form. Our home form's been shocking. So we need to try and turn that around at the weekend.
I mean, I know you'll have been trying anything and everything to try and fix that. Have you been able to put a finger on what's going wrong at home?
I've got my ideas, what I think the problems are, but you don't want to be moaning too much or making excuses, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. We're going to just have to try and put a really good performance at the weekend, and hopefully we'll get the 3 points. But maybe that's for another day.
Is the home form something that's affected the group at all? Do you see a different demeanour going at home games against away games?
No, really. No, not so much. No. It's just one of the things, isn't it? It just seems to be happening as at home. What's disappointing? We've not managed to win 2 back-to-back league games since I've been in, I don't think. So I might be wrong there, but I think I've got a funny feeling we've not won 2 back-to-back league games, which is disappointing. Of course, look, the home form has been really disappointing. That's what's put us really in the back foot, isn't it? But hopefully there's another game Saturday, and hopefully we can sort that out.
3 clean sheets in a row. We've talked about that, Duncan, but when you look at the bottom half of the table, I think you've got the 5th best goal difference in the whole division. That could be worth an extra point come the end of the season. Yeah, obviously keeping clean sheets are important to us, because you only need a goal to win a game, don't you? As it happens now, we've kept clean sheets, no managed to score a goal. So that's been tougher. Don't get me wrong, we scored 2 at Morton, so that was good. Look, we're a good team. Defensively we've tightened up. And now it's just getting that right balance to create the chances, to take the chances. I thought we did well against Airdrie without creating too many chances, but I thought we were a better team. Away at Morton, I thought we did very well as well. So we're in a good bit of form. It looks like we're not conceding a lot of goals, as you said, and it's an extra point for us, isn't it? If it goes down to the wire. So hopefully we can get a win on Saturday. Last season did go to the final Friday of the campaign. Can you see it happening again, the way things are panning out? At the top and the bottom.
Yeah, it could go. That's what we're expecting to go the way. Been a long, tough season, but it looks like all the teams are very similar to each other, don't they? Other than maybe the top 2 or 3, maybe. But the rest are pretty much here much, and I think it'll go the way to the wire, right to the end. But of course, we've got a home game coming up, and that would give us a right boost to try and get into the mid-table, because we've got a massive game then after that away. So really, this one's crucial for us.
You spoke about your son last week. Any movement on that? Any change?
No, not really. No, he never scored a hat-trick the other day there, so he played well again. Had another bounce game. He did well in the match. It's certainly it's on my mind, obviously, because of the numbers we've got in the squad. We've got Nico's re-injured his hamstring, so unfortunately he's out. To add to it, so we are down to the bare bones, so that is a consideration. But Cameron's a good player and he's on my mind. Any
other injury updates?
I'm running. I don't know if I've got a good memory. I'm trying to think of memory-wise.
Morgan was back on the bench at the weekend.
Morgan will still be there. He's still hanging in there. But Nico's out. Nico trained for a couple of days. He trained yesterday, re-injured his hamstring. and all the long termers are still out. Nobody closer. Nathan's no closer. Obviously, not but Sean 4 to 6 weeks, and the rest are long term. So yeah, we've lost one for last week. And James Carragher's no trained all week. He's got a bruised foot, but we're hopeful he can play on Saturday. He got a bad knock in the start of the second half on Saturday. Nothing done about it, but there you go. And he's no trained for a week.
Any other trialists that you're looking at this week?
Still got my boy in who come for a team in England but was out in the Czech Republic, but unfortunately he's still injured. He's not been training with me. He only trained a couple of days, so we tried to get that bounce game for him last night. He wasn't available, so we're no further forward because obviously I can't sign a player who's injured.
Is there a deadline with
I think it's the end of this month, isn't it?
This month, okay.
So we've still got a wee bit of time,
Aye.
but he needs to get in the training field because obviously he needs to prove his fitness before we can get any kind of contract him.
What position is he, Duncan?
10, striker, plays off the sides, forward player. So yeah.
You talked before about how close the league is, and it's also become quite a cliche with the Championship over the last few years that it's a mad league, everybody can beat everybody. Have you been in a situation like this where so many teams are so close together before?
I can't remember, to be honest. Yeah, as a manager, probably no. It's close, isn't it? But you can just get cut adrift quickly if you just don't get a couple of results. You know, we've managed to go to no bad bit of form. Our form's all right, but we've not moved anywhere really because we've not picked up wins. You know, so really, it's a big one for us Saturday. I've not seen a league like it really. It's that close, but 3 points are massive, and a win is massive for any team. It's the business end of the season. You know, really, even though we've got a horrendous injury list at the moment, we're still competitive. I've still got good players, and we're looking forward to a game on Saturday, and we want to go in there and try and win that game.
And for you personally, you were quite open with us when you first came in about it being a learning curve, coming back to Scottish football, getting to grips with some of the teams. What do you feel like you've learned, having played most of them maybe a couple of times now?
What have I learned?
About the division, about...
Well, it's very close, isn't it? It's very close. All managers have got different styles, different tactics, different setups, different formations. The level's good. A lot of good football teams in the league. So yeah, on that, it's a good level, good standard. But obviously, the teams are all close to each other, aren't they? That's the big thing I've noticed. There's no really an outstanding team, maybe other than Dundee United, Rafe Rovers, possibly Partick. Morton have done really well, so most of the teams are all close. And to be fair, we've done well against all the teams at the top of the division. Not so well at home against the teams that have been in round about us, as we've got one on Saturdays, you know. So we've stumbled at home on a number of occasions, so hopefully we don't stumble on Saturday.
Have you had to change anything that you maybe planned when you first came in after getting to grips with the league a bit more?
I've had to adapt sometimes, I suppose. You adapt. I'm not adapting my playing style. Obviously, sometimes you've got to adapt to the conditions. Obviously, the pitches. If the pitches are not very good, you know what I mean. You've got to think about that in your build-up play. Other than that, no. I've not really compromised how I do things. You know, I like to have the ball. I like to play football. We like to play through the pitch if we can, and I like to make good attacking combinations. Keep clean sheets if we can. That would do it all. I've not really changed, no.
Yeah, good stuff. Thanks a lot, Duncan.